Big tech censorship of conservatives is far from over. Our next guest, Mike Davis, is the latest conservative voice in Twitter jail over the following tweet. He said this: Joe Biden is making it easier for illegal immigrants to commit crimes and just made it harder to stop them. End of his tweet. Twitter suspended Mike for violating their rules against hateful conduct. Yep, for that tweet that I just read. Mike Davis is the founder and president of the Internet Accountability Project and the former chief counsel for Senate Judiciary nomination. And he joins us now. Mike, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so you were suspended today by Twitter for, according to them, threatening, harassing, inciting violence against a group of people. So I know the answer to this, I believe. Were they right?
Well, I guess I was inciting political violence against the cupcakes in the Democrat Party, but what happened was this is the third time now that Twitter has suspended my account in under 6 months. And the reason they're doing this is because I'm running the Internet Accountability Project, like you said, and we are taking on big tech from the right. And we're being very successful at that, as you have seen with the latest bipartisan antitrust legislation being introduced in Congress, both the House and the Senate, to break up big tech. And so I think they're trying to find creative ways to shut me up.
So where does your account stand right now?
So I was one of the fortunate ones because I happen to have friends on the Hill, friends in the media, friends with key influencers on both the left and the right. So they let me out of Twitter jail earlier today, before my 12-hour jail sentence was up. But again, this is the third time this has happened. And in all seriousness, I have the connections. What happens to the everyday Americans out there who get censored, silenced, deplatformed, canceled by big tech, these big tech monopolists, Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Twitter, every day? And I think I would tell those people, go to our website, theiap.org, because we're going to provide a voice for everyday Americans who are getting canceled by big tech.
So there is growing bipartisan support to hold big tech accountable with antitrust laws for different reasons, to hold them accountable. But can it be done?
I think it can be done because I think I think people understand that antitrust amnesty must come to an end. We've had our antitrust laws on the books for over 100 years, starting in 2010 under the Obama-Biden administration. Big tech monopolists got this amnesty, and now these are trillion-dollar monopolists, Google, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, they have too much power, and they're using this power to censor and silence conservatives, to shutter small businesses, to eliminate competition. And we cannot have a free market in this country if we don't have a functioning market. So as conservatives, we need to be for law enforcement. We need to be for antitrust law enforcement.
I do want to switch gears with you to the Supreme Court. Just today, they ruled in favor of a Catholic social services. A faith-based foster agency ruled that they do not have to consider LGBTQ foster parents. Explain what this ruling means for our First Amendment rights.
So the Catholic Church has been involved in foster care for 200 years in Philadelphia. And starting in 2018, they became woke, and they wanted to use this pretext of LGBT rights to kick Catholics out of the public square. And they're not mutually exclusive. You can be for LGBT rights, and you can also be for religious liberty. The Catholic Church is providing a critical service to the most vulnerable people in Philadelphia, and for these woke Democrat partisan politicians to take aim at big tech, that's just it's just not going to fly. And the Supreme Court ruled 9-0 that it's just not constitutional what they did.
Yeah, absolutely. And some people are calling this homophobic. But as the point you make, the justices ruled unanimously. So I don't know what the critics can come back with in that case to say this wasn't constitutional when you have all 9 justices saying, hey, we agree.
Yeah, I mean, this is woke nonsense, and they are targeting Catholics. They're targeting people for exercising their faith. These people, when they're providing these services, they're not discriminating against anyone. They're providing an important service to the most vulnerable people in Philadelphia. They're doing a very good job of it. They've done it for 200 years, and we need to leave them alone and let them take care of these people.
So the Supreme Court also today ruled to uphold Obamacare in a 7-2 vote. Justices Alito and Gorsuch dissented, saying that the mandate to have health care or be taxed is unconstitutional. You were a clerk for Justice Gorsuch. Do you agree with him on this one?
Well, of course, I can't disagree with my former boss. It's not my job to grade him. But yeah, I do think that Justice Alito and Justice Gorsuch were right here. But I do think it's a close call because it came down to the issue of standing, meaning under the Constitution, under Article 3 of the Constitution, you have to have standing to bring lawsuits. You have to have an actual injury. And what the majority said here is because the tax mandate went away, because there's a $0 tax or a $0 penalty for not buying your health insurance, you no longer have injury in fact. And so I think Alito and Gorsuch have the better argument here, but this may not have been the best case to challenge Obamacare. And the Supreme Court didn't uphold Obamacare. They said that the parties did not have standing.
Okay. All right, Mike Davis, always good to see you. Glad you're out of Twitter jail. Hope to have you back soon.
Thank you.